Stephanie White and Caitlin Clark's recent announcement took the sports world by surprise, capturing attention not just for what it said, but for how it was delivered. These two aren't your average figures in basketball. They're pillars, each in her own way. White, a seasoned coach with a reputation for intense yet supportive leadership, and Clark, a young phenom with a killer instinct on the court, represent different generations of the game. Yet, despite this difference, they seem to share an unspoken language of competitiveness and dedication that only those truly invested in the game could understand. Their announcement, teased out with just enough mystery to keep people guessing, hinted at something much bigger than a routine career update. Fans and analysts alike could sense it. This was a move designed to shake things up. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. The excitement around the announcement began to build even before the actual news hit. White and Clark are both known for making bold moves and for their unabashed love of basketball, so the hints they dropped were like breadcrumbs leading fans to a feast they didn't want to miss. Some guessed it might be a coaching collaboration, while others imagined White stepping back onto the court herself or Clark unveiling a new phase in her career. White and Clark seemed to have fun with the speculation, occasionally throwing fuel on the fire with cryptic social media posts that were just vague enough to keep the hype alive. They knew exactly how to build suspense, and fans were practically bouncing off the walls with anticipation. When they finally made the announcement, it wasn't just the what but the how that stole the show. They kept it simple yet impactful, with a direct style that felt like a slap shot to the face, in the best way. White, with her no-nonsense approach, delivered the setup, and Clark, the young sharpshooter, delivered the punchline. The duo's style was sharp, almost like they were coordinating a play on the court rather than an announcement. Their timing, their interaction, even the way they looked at each other as they spoke showed a remarkable synergy. It was as if they'd been rehearsing this reveal for months, building up a sense of unity and purpose that everyone watching could feel. To understand why this announcement mattered, it helps to know a bit about these two personalities. Stephanie White has a reputation in basketball circles for her strategic mind and the intense loyalty she inspires. She's coached at various levels, from college to the WNBA, leaving her mark with a hands-on style that's both nurturing and tough. She's not afraid to tell it like it is, which has earned her respect and occasionally a bit of fear. White doesn't waste words, and she doesn't tolerate half-hearted efforts, either from her players or from herself. She's the kind of coach who'll call out a star player just as quickly as she'll encourage a struggling one, which has won her fans and occasionally a few enemies. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is still climbing. Known for her pinpoint shooting, Clark brings a fire to the game that feels both modern and timeless. She's fearless, flashy but controlled, and clearly obsessed with the craft of basketball. Their shared announcement has sent waves through the basketball community, in part because fans have always imagined them on separate paths, parallel perhaps but never crossing. Stephanie White, the established leader, and Caitlin Clark, the rising star, have seemed to operate in different worlds. White's name is synonymous with experience and calculated moves, while Clark is all about that raw, youthful ambition. So, when they stepped forward together, the message was clear. They were about to rewrite the playbook, challenging assumptions and setting a new standard for collaboration across different generations of basketball talent. The event itself was styled with an understated sense of drama. White, in her typically low-key manner, wore a dark, unassuming outfit, looking every bit the seasoned coach, while Clark, true to her youthful energy, brought a touch of flair without going overboard. They stood side by side, each bringing her own energy to the room. White's steady presence balanced Clark's more vibrant style, creating an atmosphere that felt both casual and important. It was as if they were saying, yes, we know this is a big deal, but we're not here to make a show out of it. They let the announcement speak for itself, confident that the implications would resonate without unnecessary pomp. The humor in their interactions wasn't lost on those watching. White, known for her slightly dry, deadpan delivery, couldn't resist a few well-placed remarks that had Clark stifling laughs. Clark, for her part, seemed to have fun with the mentor-mentee dynamic that had clearly developed between them, playfully rolling her eyes at some of White's more serious comments. There was a sense of mutual respect between them, but also a playful camaraderie that felt refreshingly real. It's easy to imagine that behind the scenes, they might tease each other about their differing styles or exchange friendly jabs about their skills. Watching them interact was like watching two teammates who've known each other for years, even if they've only recently become close. The real power of their announcement lies in what it could mean for women's basketball. White's experience and Clark's talent, when combined, create a formidable force. White knows the ins and outs of coaching, from player psychology to game strategy, while Clark brings an on-the-ground perspective of what today's players face and how the game is evolving. Together, they have the potential to bridge the gap between established basketball traditions and the newer, more aggressive style that players like Clark represent. For fans and aspiring players, the message is clear. There's more than one way to excel in basketball, and by blending their distinct approaches, White and Clark are carving out a path that others might one day follow. But the most intriguing aspect of this announcement might just be what it signals about the future. White has been a steadfast advocate for women's basketball, always pushing for more respect, visibility, and resources. Clark, while younger, has already proven herself to be someone who isn't afraid to challenge the status quo. Together, they could become powerful voices, potentially inspiring changes that go beyond the court. Their partnership might just be a sign of things to come, a hint that the next chapter in women's basketball will be driven by partnerships that mix experience with fresh perspectives. The buzz around their announcement reflects the hunger among fans and players alike for new narratives in women's basketball. People are ready for something different, and White and Clark seem poised to deliver just that. The two are stepping into a spotlight that's brightening more every year, and the timing couldn't be better. There's a groundswell of interest in women's sports, and with figures like White and Clark leading the charge, the sport seems set to capture even more attention. Their partnership, whatever form it ultimately takes, could very well be a catalyst, helping to bring women's basketball to a broader audience and challenging old perceptions about what's possible. The fan reaction has been nothing short of electric. Social media lit up almost immediately after the announcement, with hashtags, fan art, and memes celebrating the pairing. Fans loved seeing two powerful women taking control of their narrative and pushing the game forward. The response underscored how much White and Clark mean to the sport, not just as individuals, but as symbols of what it can become. Their announcement has sparked a sense of unity among fans, as if everyone who cares about basketball is rooting for them to succeed. It's not every day that an announcement can bring together fans across age groups and backgrounds, but somehow, White and Clark managed to do just that. There's also an unspoken challenge in their partnership, a message to other players and coaches to think bigger. White and Clark aren't just joining forces, they're raising the bar, showing what's possible when talent and experience come together. It's a bold move, one that hints at future collaborations across basketball and maybe even other sports. By coming together, they're setting a standard that others will likely want to match or surpass, and that could be the start of something transformative. Their announcement has already sparked a ripple effect, with coaches, players, and fans alike speculating about the kind of impact White and Clark could have together. Some wonder if they'll redefine coaching styles, bringing a new level of integration between coaching wisdom and player insight. Others hope they'll use their platform to advocate for greater investment in women's sports, a cause both have supported in their own ways. Whatever direction they take, it's clear they're not in it for the accolades. Both White and Clark seem genuinely committed to pushing the game forward, challenging old norms, and creating something lasting. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.